In Brazil, a huge part of economic life happens outside of what you might call the official system. Imagine getting a haircut and paying in cash, or buying something directly through a messaging app. Maybe you hire someone for a service without a formal contract, or see a small business running entirely on personal trust. For anyone not from Brazil, this can seem a bit surprising. Why is this informal economy so widespread, even in a modern country with banks, digital payments, and plenty of regulations? The simple answer is that in Brazil, informality isn't just an economic choice. It's a deep-seated psychological and cultural adaptation. Most people don't start a business informally because they have some grand plan to avoid the formal system. They do it because getting started formally often feels incredibly difficult. The taxes seem high, the bureaucratic processes feel overwhelmingly complex, and the costs hit you right away. The official path is there, of course, but for many, the very first thought isn't, how do I register this business? It's, how can I make this work right now? And that practical, immediate need is what pushes so many activities into the informal space. In this informal world, personal trust becomes the currency, the operating system that makes everything run. Someone buys a product because they know the seller, or maybe a friend vouched for them. Someone gets hired for a job because a trusted connection recommended them. The agreement might be incredibly simple: a quick text message, a voice note, or just a verbal promise. And this works because, in many cases, a strong personal relationship replaces the need for stacks of paperwork. It's a system built on reputation and connection, not on legal documents. Think about it from a cultural perspective. Many Brazilians grow up seeing informal transactions all around them. It could be a family member's side hustle, a neighborhood handyman offering services, or someone selling homemade food. These cash-based, relationship-driven exchanges are just a normal part of daily life. This normalizes a specific mindset from a very young age, the idea that economic life is flexible and that not everything needs a rigid, formal structure to function properly. This perception carries right into adulthood. When you compare this to the formal system, you start to see why informality is so appealing. Formal systems can feel rigid and unchanging. Deadlines are fixed, rules are absolute, prices are non-negotiable. Informality, on the other hand, is all about negotiation and flexibility. The price can change based on the situation. The timeline can be adjusted. The conditions of the service can be discussed and adapted. This sense of flexibility feels culturally familiar and much more manageable, especially when you're living in an environment where things can be uncertain. It feels more human. Now, you might think that modern technology would have wiped out informality, but in many ways, it has actually supercharged it. Messaging apps like WhatsApp, instant payment systems like Pix, and social media platforms have become powerful tools for the informal economy. A seller can market a product to hundreds of people and complete a sale in minutes, all without a physical store, an office, or even a formal e-commerce platform. The business moves at the speed of a conversation. This informality creates real opportunity. It allows people to generate income quickly, adapt to changing economic conditions, and creatively survive difficult periods. It's a testament to Brazilian resourcefulness. But of course, there are significant downsides. There's far less legal protection for both the buyer and the seller. There's no safety net if something goes wrong, and there's a lot less predictability. A system that works perfectly when trust is high can completely fall apart the moment that trust is broken. So, while someone from another country might look at the informal economy and see chaos or a lack of order, it's more accurate to see it as a clever adaptation to friction. When the formal systems feel slow, expensive, or inaccessible, people naturally create their own parallel paths to efficiency. They're not necessarily trying to work against the system, but rather finding ways to work around it. The informal economy mindset in Brazil thrives because, for many, flexibility often feels more practical and reachable than rigid structure. It's creativity under pressure, opportunity found within uncertainty, and one of the clearest examples of how Brazilian society adapts when the formal world feels just a little too distant. Thanks for watching. In our next episode, we'll dive into another fascinating aspect of the Brazilian mind: why Brazilians negotiate almost everything, even when prices seem completely fixed. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. See you then.